Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. PPT is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
So we are starting now the applications of stack. Yesterday we have learned about the various operations on stacks, and that are, can somebody discuss us the operations that we can perform on the stack? How many operations we can perform onto the stack? Anirudh, Anirudh, are you there? So tell me, how many operations are there in stack? And with the same three, why you are not using a speaker? Garima Bajaj, are you there?
Yes, so
So Garima, tell me how many operations are we can perform onto the stack?
three.
Three operations. Name them. Name them fast. Garima, are you listening? Say yes or no at least. If you know, then say yes. Otherwise, no. We should not wait.
सर अभी स्टार्ट किया है क्या सर?
Garima, Arlene,
Yes, so hello.
Arlene, please tell us. You were there in the last class too. Tell us how many operations are there. Three operations. Name them.
Sorry, I can't remember the name.
Sorry.
Sa-
Garima is saying push pop, and third one is. Can anybody else tell us? Chetan Sharma. Archie says peep.
Hello, sir.
Who is this? Chetan, are you there? Okay, so push, pop, and peep. Three operations mainly we can perform onto the stack. So one student is saying that display. The display is the operation of like it is a kind of operation that we need to perform by default on in every data structures. Okay, so we will talk about the main operations that can be done onto the stack. It could be one of the operation. Am I not audible? Am I not audible?
You are audible, sir.
Audible, sir.
You are audible, sir.
Okay, okay. So we push, peep, and pop. Main three operations are there. Display is also there, which we can say like is a subordinate operation that we need to use to like showcase the operations that we are doing on this time. So now we are moving on to the applications of the stacks. Till that point, if any doubt you have, then you can ask now. Till the operations we have seen. Is there anybody who has tried to implement all of these operations? Push, pop, peep, and display. Anyone has tried to implement these operations? No one. Very good. So, this is a theoretical class. So, we need to remember only theoretically. We need not to perform practically. That is good. So, application of the stacks now. So, some of the applications that we need to cover in as per our syllabus are, first of all, recursion, which includes multiple problems that you may have or you may not have studied in first year also. Recursion, like we will try to solve some specific problems like factorial. I think that particular problem we have implemented in first year. Yes or no? If I am talking about the factorial. Do you know what is the factorial of a number?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yes sir. Factorial program बनाया था.
Factorial, Fibonacci series. I think you have.
Yes sir.
So have you
Yes, sir.
used
Tyler
recursion?
series.
Have you used recursion or have you used looping?
Recursion, sir. Recursion.
Okay.
Sir, looping.
So it can be done with the help of looping structures, or it can also be done with the help of the recursion. So we will see that how recursion is used.
Yes, sir.
How recursion can be implemented using stack. Actually, whenever hello.
हेलो
Hello.
सर आपको वॉइस क्लियर आ रहा है सर? हेलो
यस, आपकी आवाज आ रही है. आपको क्या इशू है बताओ.
सर कुछ नहीं सर.
So we will see how stack can be used when we are using recursion. Okay. So how the values goes into the stack, how the values come out from the stacks, and ultimately stack is there, which is used to handle the recursions. Whenever we are trying to write the recursive programs, stack is actually being used, like we can say, in background. Okay. So we will discuss some of the problems also using recursions. Factorial or the Tower of Hanai, or one or two more examples I will take. Then reverse of a string or a number list could also be there, that could be done with the help of the stack. So one of the applications of the stack is this. Major application of the stack is handling the arithmetic expressions. We all know that arithmetic expressions are there that we needs to use somewhere or somehow in our programs. Like suppose a plus b plus c, or we can simply take an example of roots of an equation. It could also be a mathematical expression. Okay, so two sub part of this expression we will see. That is, first of all, expression conversion. So we will try to convert the mathematical or arithmetic expression from one form to the another form. We will see how the different forms are there, how many forms are there, and how we can convert one to the another form with the help of stack. And second one, how to evaluate the expression. I think BODMAS rule सबने सुना हुआ होगा. BODMAS rule, BODMAS, BODMAS rule.
Yes, sir.
So that rule can also
Yes,
be
sir,
implemented
BODMAS.
that rule can also be implemented with the help of the stack. So that is what the expression evaluation means. Expression evaluation, like we have been given with some of the mathematical expressions and we need to solve it. So with the help of stack, it will be easy to solve the expressions. So we will see how. So these are the applications that we are going to learn using stacks. Okay. So now first application could be that we are starting with the recursion. Okay. So recursion, I think everyone knows, a programming technique in which the function calls itself. Whenever the function calling itself, then it is called recursion. Okay. We will see how in the next coming slides. It could be the one of the most effective techniques that can be used to replace the looping structure. Okay, so whenever we are using looping programming, loops in our programming, then instead of loops, somehow we are able to manage it with the help of recursion also. So recursion can be more effective than using the loops. If you know that how it is actually being implemented, so your program will get more effective. Like if we compare it with the help with the looping structures. Okay. So in terms of effectiveness, in terms of I mean in terms of complexity directly. So it may take less space, it may take less time too. Okay, in most of the cases, not always actually. In some cases, looping could also be better, but most of the cases, we can say recursion is better than loop. Okay, it could be used to solve the iterative problems in reverse order. So whatever we are doing using the iterative or iterative means loops. So whatever we are trying to do with the help of loops, that can be reversely done with the help of recursion. We will see how in short. Okay. So types of recursion. So recursion can be categorized broadly as direct or indirect and linear or multiple. So you just see like there are actually basically we can see two combinations of that, direct and indirect and linear and multiple. Binary could be the sub part of multiple actually. Okay. Yeah, so linear means single and multiple means more than one. Okay, so more than one could be two or could be three. So binary could be sub part of multiple, but here I have specified explicitly binary because we are using binary recursion in most of the problems we are doing in this DSA. Okay, so that's why I am using binary over there. So now let us look let us see like what are these one by one. So first of all, direct versus indirect recursion. Can anybody tell me what is direct and what is indirect recursion before I proceed? When you have already learned about recursions, can you tell me what is direct and what is indirect recursion? Any guesses? Am I audible? Yes or no? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So tell me what could be a direct and what could be indirect recursion.
But in
Any
direct,
guess?
only one function called itself, and in indirect, one function are called by other functions.
Good, good. It is some. Please name yourself. What is your name?
RGJ.
Archie. Okay. So like very well said by Archie. So direct means we can say when the function call itself from within itself. Underline the word that is within itself. Like if the function is calling itself from within itself, then it is called direct function. Directly it is being called. How? You can take an example of this. Let us say the function A is there. So in the body of the function A, somehow A is calling itself. Okay, so within the function body A is calling itself, then it is called direct recursion. ऐसा recursion mostly सबने देखा होगा. Yes or no? Like
Yes, sir.
factorial function आप लोगों ने बनाया है. Factorial function you can call the factorial function within the factorial function definition. That is what the direct recursion means. Okay. Now come on to the indirect. What is indirect? When the function call itself from within another function. किसी दूसरे function से यदि हम call करते हैं, then it is called indirect function. How? Now let us look at that. Integer A. Okay. In integer A, what we are calling? The function B. Look at carefully. In integer A, what we are calling? Function B. And in the definition of function B, what we are calling? The function A. So A is not calling directly within A. A is being called by the function, another function B, within the definition of the function B. That is called the indirect function. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm repeating, in function A, I am calling the another function that is B, and in the definition of the function B, I am calling the function A. Then it is called indirect. Now, how it is indirect actually? Function A is not calling itself. ये अपने आप को कॉल नहीं कर रहा है directly. Firstly, it is calling the another function, and then it is being called from that function. Okay, so this is actually also known as nesting of function. What it is called? It is called as a nesting of function. Nesting. Word सुना हुआ है आपने nesting?
Yes sir,
Yes, sir.
nested if else
Yes,
loop.
लूप नेस्टेड
that
लूप
is-
वगैरह
Nesting of function. ये मैं लिखना भूल गया हूँ actually. This is also known as nesting of function. So nesting means कि multiple functions are there. Now this nesting could be like at any level. Like suppose A is calling B, B is calling C, C is calling A. So this is two-level nesting. Okay, A is calling B, B is calling C, C is calling D, and then D is calling A. This is three-level nesting. So this nesting can be up to any level. So in indirect function, there may be any number of functions. Is it okay now? So nesting का indirect का मतलब ये नहीं कि एक ही like nesting level एक ही होगा. Nesting level can be multiple also. Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Can you repeat it?
who is there?
Sir, break source Sony sir.
What do you want to repeat?
Indirect recursion function को sir.
Okay. Now tell me, A function is being called from which function?
B.
They have a- So B is the function which is calling A. Now in this, just tell me which function is calling function and which function is called function. Two terms I am using now: calling function and called function.
सर A फंक्शन कॉल कर रहा है B फंक्शन को.
Calling function. Two terms I am using and called function. So tell me, which one is calling and which one is called function? In this example, second example, in direct case I am talking about.
A फंक्शन कॉल कर रहा है B फंक्शन को.
Similarly, B is calling A. Which one is
Yes,
calling
sir.
function and which one is called function? My question is this.
Calling function और B called function.
B called function or A is calling function?
Yes sir.
Anyone else can tell me which is calling function and which is called function?
So a function is being called and is calling also.
A function is being called and A is calling also. Very good. So both functions are being called and both functions are calling also. So that is what the indirect is.
एक मिनट सर. सर B फंक्शन को कॉल किया जा रहा है A के द्वारा. तो A हुआ कॉल्ड फंक्शन और B हुआ कॉलिंग फंक्शन जिसको कि A कॉल कर रहा है.
गुड. अब उल्टा देखें आप, B function is also calling A. तो B is also a calling function, A is also a called function. So दोनों हैं, मतलब A is also a calling as well as called function, B is also calling and as well as called function. Okay. Now suppose
Okay, sir.
यहाँ ये नहीं होता, then you are right. In that case is, now tell me, what is A? A is calling or B is called? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
So in indirect function, if the function is not being called within itself, then it is called indirect function, because अब A is being called by some another function, not A. That is why I am saying it is indirect calling, and that indirect is also known as nesting of the functions. It means up to any level nesting can be done. Nesting का क्या मतलब है यहाँ पर कि A के अंदर B के अंदर C and so on. That is called the nesting of functions. Like nesting of loops आपने सुनोगे for के अंदर for loop, for के अंदर for loop. If के अंदर if condition, if के अंदर if condition. That is called nesting. Similarly,
yes sir,
Similarly, function within a function and within a function is called the nesting of the function. Now is it okay? So direct function and indirect function, recursion, sorry. So now come on to the next, that is linear versus multiple. Direct versus indirect is clear? Anyone else? Now linear versus multiple recursion. Okay. Now what is linear? Can anybody tell me?
Sorry, in linear there will be one call, and in multiple there will be the multiple calls, means 2, 3, any kind.
Very good. So if the in recursion we are calling the recursive function only once, then it is called linear recursion. Like हम यदि एक function को, look at that example, in this A is being called only once in the function A itself, then it is called linear recursion. Now what about the binary recursion? Binary, like binary could be when two recursive calls are there. Yes or no? Two recursive calls means like this. If A is calling 2 times in between the A, then it is called binary. Binary is a special case of multiple actually. Okay. And similarly, if I will talk about the multiple, it means कि it performs multiple recursive calls. मतलब now eventually it is 3, but it could be more than 3 also. So basically 2 diversions are there. One is linear and one is multiple. So linear means only single recursive call, and multiple means more than one recursive call. It may 2, it may 3, it may 4, it may n also. Is it okay? That is what the difference between linear and multiple recursion. Any doubt in this?
So then what is the difference between linear and direct recursion? Because same example we could see in both.
Yes, no issue. So direct could be linear also.
Okay, sir.
It could be subpart also. It doesn't, like, do not try to compare the linear versus direct actually. So it is eventually a direct also. Okay. अब इसमें यदि आप देखें previous slide में, so indirect may be this is linear or this is multiple. Indirect could also be linear or multiple also. Yes or no? Like in this A is being called only once, so it is linear. Indirect linear.
Yes, sir.
And direct linear. Similarly, direct multiple or indirect multiple could also be there. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
हाँ, ब्रज किशोर बोलो, क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ सर, हमको एक ही फंक्शन को बार बार कॉल करने की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई?
पड़ेगी। आपने बाइनरी फंक्शन, बाइनरी सर्च बना लिया आपने?
हाँ सर बना लिया। हाँ सर, जरूरत पड़ी थी।
बस फिर
मैंने उसको ग्लोबली डिक्लेयर कर दिया था।
मिल गया आपको आंसर अपने क्वेश्चन का?
यस सर, पूरा
in binary search, how many like different times you are calling your function?
3 times, 2 times.
2 times, so multiple calling हुई ना पर. So linear, let us take an example of this linear function. Okay, linear का example लेते हैं. So linear example could be a factorial. Factorial could be a very good example of linear that we have done. Then sum of simplest example I am taking, sum of the array elements. Okay, sum of the array elements. Suppose आपको कुछ दिया, एक array दिया गया है, उसके सारे elements को आपको sum करना है. Okay, इसकी slide के बाद आते हैं हम लोग. This example you need to take. Okay, so let us suppose कि array is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you need to find the sum of all the elements. So sum could be, sum क्या होने वाला है यहाँ पर? Sum of all the elements could be
15.
15.
15.
1 5 15. Okay, sum will be 15. 1 5. So that is our option actually. Oh, sorry, question. So we need to do it with recursion. One way is very easy, that you can also use the we can say iterative methods. Okay, so iteration can also be used. You can use a loop and you can just use like the variables to sum all the variables. So now recursion से कैसे करेंगे इसको हम देखते हैं. That is a simple like function that you can use for the recursive approach of this problem. What I am doing is I am declaring main function in which some parameters I am declaring resultant n. Then we are taking the input for the array A, and I am supposing that the input is 1 2 3 4 5, and finally I am calling this function sum. Okay, so which returns something and it will be stored into the result variable. So here this is calling of function. So main is calling function right now. Main क्या है मेरे पास यहाँ पर अभी calling function है, and sum क्या है called function है. Okay, this sum. So here I am defining the sum. Why it is integer? Why I have mentioned integer over there? Can anybody tell me? What is it?
Sir, the return type is integer.
Return type.
सर हमने वहाँ पर इंटीजर लिया है ना,
क्योंकि हम रिटर्न कर रहे हैं integer. Every
रिजल्ट का रिटर्न इंटीजर.
yes. If we are not returning something, then what it will be?
Because we will return the sum.
Yes, we are
Void,
trying.
void sum.
Yes, void. If it is not returning something, then it will be void. So right now I am returning
Void.
some value of integer kind. That's why the type of the function is integer. So here I am declaring some integer array and integer n. N is the size of the array. Okay. ये lines कुछ मैंने बीच में I have skipped out because I want that you will just write it on your own. You can do it actually. You just need to take the value of n, then you need to use the for loop to enter the array elements, and then you need to call the function likewise. So now this is what the recursion means. Recursion function we are using. Sorry. So what is this? Look at that part. Function s. Can anybody explain this? First of all, we are like specifying some condition. If n is equals to 1, then we are returning the value a0. Okay, it means कि if the value remains, only single element remains, then we are returning a0. It may also possible कि user a की value डाले, तो यदि a की था तो हम क्या return कर देंगे 1. Sum will be 1.
So but n equals to 1 simplifies, two elements are there in the array, na? We start indexing from 0.
This is number of elements, dear. Right now the value of n is 5. User will enter the number 5. How many number you want in array? That is 5. 5 elements are there. Number n is different and index is different. This is not an index. Got it or not?
Sir, if n equals to 1, तो यहाँ पे n क्या है?
n total number of elements in an array.
सर तो जैसे अगर हम n को 1 देते हैं तो इंडेक्सिंग तो 0 से स्टार्ट होती है ना, तो 0 and 1 ऐसा कि सिर्फ एक ही एलिमेंट है.
This is 0 1 2. मैंने नहीं कहा कि इंडेक्सिंग 1 से स्टार्ट है, इंडेक्सिंग तो 0 से ही स्टार्ट है. So but what I am saying is कि total number of elements 5 हैं n की value, and right now if only single element left, then what we are going to do, we are trying to return this only first element a0. नहीं समझ में आया आपको? Now like tell me, suppose क्या हम लिखते हैं printf enter total number of elements in array. Okay, and आप उसके बाद scanf करवाते हैं इसको n को. So what does it means?
So we want the size of array to be entered by the user.
That is what the n is, size of array. Now you are using I equals to 0, I less than or equals to 4, and I plus plus. What does it mean?
So we are iterating into the array.
Scan f, आप scan करवा रहे हो AI को, कोड लिख लेना अपने आप, scan करवा रहे हो AI को. So what does it mean? I is basically a indexing variable. So suppose user यहाँ पर एक ही enter करता है, n की वैल्यू 1 देता है user, then what क्या होगा? कितने एलिमेंट्स होंगे यहाँ पर? 1 एलिमेंट्स होंगे, है ना? तो now tell me, if user enters n value of n is 1, then for that I am providing this condition. If the value of n is only 1, then we are returning
condition,
the first
condition true,
or we
condition
are
true, sir,
and we are returning the first element. That's it.
सर इंडेक्सिंग 0 पर, सर एक मिनट सर, सर इंडेक्सिंग 0 पर
A0
उपस्थित जो
क्या
एलिमेंट है
value
वो
A0
1 आ जाएगा
कौन सा
ना,
एलिमेंट है?
1
तो रिटर्न क्या कर देगा ये? 1
कर देगा.
That's it. अब यदि मोर देन 1 एलिमेंट है, मान लीजिए 5, suppose n is equals to 5, in this case जैसे हमारा जो एग्जांपल है 5 एलिमेंट्स हैं, so what it will do now? In that case what it will do?
टोटल ये एल्स स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा, टोटल इक्वल्स टू सम.
बताना पड़ेगा आपको होगा क्या, ऐसे बोलना नहीं पड़ेगा. Yes, tell me what happens if, like in this case, n is 5, so this condition definitely is not true. What happens? This is not true.
So then there will be the recursive call of the function again.
Recursion will be called. So total equals to sum of a minus 1. So sum of a minus 1, a remains as it is. Now let us see, we are decreasing the size of the elements by 1. So now if initially n is 5, so how many elements remains? 4. In next calling, how many elements returns? 4. And we are
4.
taking the last element in my calculation, and that is 5. an minus 1 is a5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 means a4. a4 is nothing but 5. So what we are doing is 5 plus, we are calling the function again with one less element, that is 4. Okay, this is first recursion calling, and then suppose again it will be called. So now here the value of 4 is becoming, sorry, n is becoming 4. Now it is not 5, so it is becoming 3, and the value is an plus 1 is
3 minus 2.
5 plus 4. ओके, 5 तो पहले था, इसमें प्लस और हो गया क्या? 4 हो गया. यस और नो? डाउट है सब स्टूडेंट्स को?
यस सर, कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा सर.
9.
ओके, कुछ समझ में आ रहा आपको? तो I should start from the beginning. मुझे वापस बताना पड़ेगा इसको पूरा. Let us take another like same example again. So initially the value of n is, now tell me what is the value of n initially?
5.
n की value initially कितनी है? 5. So is this condition is true?
No.
No, sir.
No. We are coming into the else part, and now we are again calling it recursively. Recursion is being called over here. So जब recursion call होगा, so what will be the value of this?
No, sir.
Again calling. A, here n is 5. Now here n 5 minus 1, that is
We'll again call the
4.
4. So right now the value of n is 4. In second calling, the value of n is 4. Okay. Plus, look at that part also. A n plus 1. So an plus 1 means right now n is 5. Okay, so and a4 is nothing but in our array. You just see and
Last
tell me
element.
last element, which
element,
is 5. So ultimately इसको ऐसा करता हूँ, मैं थोड़ा सा चेंज करता हूँ समझने के लिए. मैं यहाँ लिखता हूँ a n minus 1 plus this. शायद थोड़ा सा क्लियर है इससे. So what I am going to do is now, like what the function now becomes here. What we are doing is actually, so 5 plus I am calling sum again with a comma 4.
And 4.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
It will
sir.
become like this: a n minus 1, it is a4, this is 5 plus sum of a4. So this is what the recursion is again. यहाँ recursion वापस कॉल हो गया. जब when recursion calls, so क्या होगा? अब वापस फंक्शन ऊपर से कॉल होगा. So now it is if n is 1 or not? No. So again we are coming into this else part. So now what happens? Instead of this a sum of a comma 4, what happens? It will be now 4
It will call
plus
4 plus
sum a comma 3. A comma
3.
3. तो ये 4 कहाँ से आया? What is this 4?
A of n minus 1, sir.
A n minus 1. A3 it means.
A of
A3
n
is
minus
nothing
1.
but 4. A3 is nothing but 4.
So, sir, from continuous recursive calling, we are just decreasing the index of
Yes,
that
yes,
particular array.
yes, definitely. इसको मैं कोशिश करता हूँ एक बार और समझाने की आपको. कि किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो रही है तो ये सारा बता देते हैं यहाँ से. Okay. जैसे हमने देखा अभी सबसे पहले क्या था हमारे पास 5 प्लस सम ऑफ a कॉमा 4 ठीक था.
Yes, sir.
ओके है फर्स्ट कॉलिंग ये थी मेरे पास. ओके नाउ इन नेक्स्ट कॉलिंग व्हाट हैपेंस इट विल बी 5 प्लस ब्रैकेट कैन वी टेल मी व्हाट इट विल बी देयर 4 प्लस
4
sum
sum
of
a3
comma
Sum of
3.
3. अब फिर से कॉल होगा सर.
Definitely 5 plus
4
5 plus अब इस सम की जगह क्या आएगा?
3 पर इंडेक्सिंग 3 पर जो वैल्यू आ जाएगी ना
3 plus
3.
sum a comma 2.
So it will return the value 3. Then we'll call
With okay
sum a2.
now next
2
sorry here it is 3 only. Here it will be 2
plus sum
of
sum a1.
Now what, tell me
1
what is this sum of a1? Look at that program code. If the value of n is 1, so we are returning what?
First element of
A0.
the
That is first element. That
A1.
First element is 1.
1
So
Now, sir,
I
it
am
will be
just
5 plus 4
replacing
plus
this
3.
by
1
1. That's it.
1 first element, sir.
Yes or no?
यस सर. इससे क्लियर हुआ.
So now it is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is actually the answer 15. It is actually returning A0. If you are writing, you want to write over there, you can also write. So instead of A0, I can write now 1 and so on. This is 15. This is how recursion works in this program. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Everyone needs to say yes or no. 48% are there. Only one is saying yes. Other are no.
Yes, sir. समझ आता है.
So will you open the PPT once again, please, sir?
Anshul Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
क्या आपको समझ में आया है?
Yes, sir.
क्या समझाया आप थोड़ा बताएंगे हमको?
सर रिकर्शन सर कैसे सर समेशन कैसे हो रहा है सर, वो समझा सर ये.
So is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is this sum of A3? ये क्या है? Sum of A3 क्या है?
सर एरे पर सर थर्ड एलिमेंट.
Sum of A3 एरे का थर्ड एलिमेंट है या रिकर्शन है?
सर ये रिकर्शन कॉलिंग है.
रिकर्शन कॉलिंग है. ओके, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, 3 एलिमेंट्स के लिए हम कॉल कर रहे हैं. सो एनीवन वांट्स टू आस्क एनीथिंग नाउ? सबको क्लियर है ये क्या हुआ? ये दक्ष लोहार.
Yes, sir. Clear.
डन.
Yes,
एनी
sir.
क्वेश्चन? गौतम शर्मा.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर.
एंड डाउट?
नो सर.
क्योंकि जो सब नो बोल रहे हैं ना, मैं उनसे भी क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा बाद में. लेट मी क्लियर दिस.
सर एक डाउट है सर. सर एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा. रिकर्शन ने अपने आप को कितनी बार कॉल किया सर? 3 4 गिनने देना सर मेरे को. 1 2 3 4 6 टाइम.
6 बार कॉल किया. कैन आई बी
Yes,
टेल
sir.
मी हाउ मेनी टाइम्स द रिकर्शन कॉल्ड इटसेल्फ?
6 टाइम.
कोई और बताएगा? Can anybody tell me how many times the recursion has been called? Do it fast. We have not so much of time.
Sir,
Sir, 5 times.
Four
Five
times.
times.
4 times. Only 4
Sir,
times.
4
5 times, sir.
Why 5
4
times?
times, sir.
4 times.
Due to the size of error.
Only 4 times.
This one, this one, this one, and last this one. This is not the function calling. This is the condition where we are breaking the recursion. Or one, you can consider this one also, if you are considering it. But I think we have taken that one. No, we have not taken. So it is 5 times actually. Sum of A5. First time it is calling, but recursively it is being called for 4 times.
Sir,
So
total भी तो कॉल हो रहा है सर.
total is not being. This is not a function. We are returning total.
टोटल की वैल्यू रिटर्न करवा रहा है सिर्फ.
Total में आ गया यहाँ पर 15 actually. This is total.
सर मतलब इनिशियली मेन फंक्शन में कॉल हुआ था तो सर सम
So
भी तो हुआ था.
this is not recursively called. This is first calling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we are calling recursive. So now is it okay? Function, the logic is clear or not? The thing is that ये पता नहीं करना कितनी बार कॉल हो रहा है. Main काम है logic is clear or not? How recursion works? Is it okay or not?
ओके सर. मेरा तो ओके.
Our today's lecture is only about how actually the recursion works. Now in next lecture we will see how stack is being used in this. Okay. So first you should know how the recursion is being worked. It should be very clear that how it is being working. So now I think it is okay for you. So now coming on to the example again, I think I was there in this slide, and linear recursion I was talking about. So that this is where the linear function we can say, because in this I am only calling the function once. The sum function is calling only once. Okay, in a function एक बार में एक ही बार कॉल हो रहा है. That's why it is known as linear recursion. Now what about the multiple? Multiple could be binary and more. So examples could be binary search or Fibonacci series. Okay, or merge sort also, quick sort also. So there are many examples that we are going to learn in this DSA, which is actually based on the multiple recursions. So look at that particular part, which we have already discussed in my searching slides. So in searching, you can see that how many times I am calling this. Yes, can anybody tell me how many times this function is being called? Main function is find bs. So we are calling this find bs and find bs for 2 times. So that's why it is called
Two.
multiple recursion. Is it okay? So similarly in Fibonacci
Okay,
series
sir.
we will call Fibonacci series we will call Fibonacci functions 2 times. So that's why it is called multiple recursion, or you can specifically call as a binary recursion also. Is it okay now? What is
Okay, sir.
linear and what is multiple? Now some rules are there. We should know the rules also. So a programming technique which is in which the function call itself for the specific number of times. Underline this word, for a specific number of times, not for infinite number of times, till a particular condition match. That is very important, and that condition is actually known as base condition. Okay, so there must be a base condition for every recursive call, so that we should stop. Okay, so like in this example also that we have done, what is the base condition? This one is the base condition. In order to stop the recursion, there must be a condition.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, this is known
will
as
run
a
infinitely.
base. Otherwise it will be an infinite loop. If suppose मैं ये loop नहीं लगाता, ये condition नहीं लगाता, तो क्या होता? ये loop चलता रहता n-1 के लिए.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. कभी true ही नहीं होता.
So that is called the base condition. So first rule is the base condition must be there with every recursion in order to stop. Second condition is in each calling function, value of the variable should move towards the base condition. It could be either in the increasing, like either it could be in increasing order or in the decreasing. मतलब आपको decrease भी करनी पड़ सकती है values को और increase भी करनी पड़ सकती है, but base condition satisfy हो इस तरीके से variables का movement होना चाहिए. Like in our example again, so here I am trying to move towards base condition from 5 to 0 or 1. Initially the value of n is 5 and the value of base condition in which the value of n is 1. So I am trying to
1.
decrement the value. So इसके थ्रू आप decrement कर रहे हैं, आप देखो n-1 के थ्रू आप क्या कर रहे हो, decrement कर रहे हो. So you are trying to move your variable towards base condition. Yes or no? In this,
Yes, sir.
initially the
Yes,
value of
sir.
n is 5.
Sir, base condition में decrement करना सही रहता है कि increment? क्योंकि increment तो sir
ये सही होने से कुछ नहीं होता, ये कंडीशन जैसे प्रोग्राम जैसा होगा वैसा आपको करना पड़ेगा. ओके, you can also like start with 0. You can also start with 0 and you can move to the 5. Okay, कभी जैसे कंडीशंस
Okay,
देखनी हो
sir.
उसके अकॉर्डिंग you need to make a program. So
Okay, sir.
try to use the normal ways. Do not go for some complicated ways. Okay, so mostly we are using decreasing the function value. So we will try. अब आप ऐसा यहाँ नहीं लिखो कि n की वैल्यू 0 है. यहाँ आप n की वैल्यू 0 ले नहीं सकते. तो इसके लिए what you need to do? यहाँ you need to declare first n 0. आप यहाँ n 0 बनाओगे. So you are making complicated program. ज्यादा देर आपने यहाँ पर n की वैल्यू 5 ले ली यूजर से, आप n को 0 करोगे फिर वापस स्टार्ट करोगे तो वो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाएगा. सो मतलब आप इसको सिंपलेक्स से सिंपलेक्स बनाएं, और दैट इज व्हाट द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस टू रूल्स. तो दो रूल यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. वन इज बेस कंडीशन मस्ट बी देयर इन ऑर्डर टू स्टॉप द रिकर्शन, एंड सेकंड वन फंक्शन योर वेरिएबल्स शुड बी इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज इन सच अ वे दैट अल्टीमेटली दे टचेस द बेस कंडीशन वैल्यू. तभी तो वो क्या होगा, आपका लूप स्टार्ट होगा. अब सपोज इस प्रोग्राम में मैं n+1 लिख दूं यहाँ पर, सो क्या होगा, यहाँ n+1 लिखने से क्या होगा, यदि मैं यहाँ n+1 लिख दूं तो क्या होगा बताएं.
ये बेस कंडीशन पे कभी जा ही नहीं पाएगा.
बेस कंडीशन पे जाएगा ही नहीं सर.
सर if स्टेटमेंट ट्रू ही नहीं होगा.
Again it will be the infinite loop actually. Okay, so in such a way you need not to do like this. So this is two condition actually that you need to remember.
Excuse
Any
me,
doubt
sir.
in this?
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
सर एज यू हैव सेड कि सर वो बेस कंडीशन तक अपन उसको बेस कंडीशन तक अपन जा रहे हैं सर, उसमें कंटिन्यूअसली रिकर्सन करके. तो सर एक लिमिट के बाद में सर उसकी जो एरे की इंडेक्सेस है सर वो तो फिनिश हो जाएगी ना. तो सर वो फिर वो इनफाइनाइट लूप में कैसे जाएगा सर? जैसे 0 के बाद तो सर इंडेक्सिंग है ही नहीं है सर.
उसको क्या पता कि वो एरे है.
रिकर्शन को तो
प्रोग्राम को कुछ नहीं पता बेटा. प्रोग्राम, यू आर राइटिंग योर प्रोग्राम, अब suppose same in program, in this program, suppose you just remove this part. What happens now? N starts with 5. So here A5, A4, A3, A2, A1, A0, A minus 1, A minus 2, A minus 3, A minus 4. It goes on.
Yes, sir.
Who says key indexes cannot be negative?
Sir, it can be, but it doesn't have any value now in that indexes, sir. We have only values till 0 index.
It may have some
it will
values.
get the garbage value.
Yes, it may take the garbage value.
Okay, sir.
So who says there is no value? There may be some value. आपने स्टोर नहीं करवाई, किसी और ने करवाई होगी. मेमोरी में कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा ही, खाली थोड़ा होगा, खाली होगा तो गार्बेज होगा, ये जीरो होगा, कुछ भी होगा.
But sir, we are only allowing the array or whatever we are making to gain the amount of memory of 5 indexes only, na?
Not getting you.
सर हम जो एरे बना रहे हैं हमने उसको सिर्फ 5 जो इंडेक्सेस है उतना ही मेमोरी एक्वायर करने का.
Logically you are right, logically you are right, but in this program you have not mentioned anywhere कि the value of n should not be 0 or value of n should not be -5, value of n should not be -10 or value of n should not be 100. It could be any. User is giving the value of n is 5 ना, तो it could be negative also. तो आप खुद ही तो कॉल कर रहे हो, you are decrementing the value of n one by one. So जब तक हम खुद stop condition नहीं देंगे, it will not stop because it works as you are providing.
So it will just pass on the value from itself only, sir. If we are not going to make it stop.
Yes, it will not automatically stop. Actually, this is what you need to understand. It is just a program you are writing. So whatever you are writing, whatever your logic is there, it will goes accordingly. Computer will not automatically detect it needs to stop at 0 index. Okay, 5 एलिमेंट हो गए तो मुझे स्टॉप करना है, ऐसा कहीं नहीं लिखा आपने.
Yes, sir.
So now any doubt you have? Anyone has any doubt? So recursion हमने अभी देखा. What is recursion and various types of recursion are there. We have seen how recursion works with a simple example also. Now tomorrow we will see how stack is being used in this recursion. Okay, stack is being used in the recursion. This is again a very important. So actually अपना ultimate goal यही था कि stack कैसे use होगा recursion. We will see how. Okay, so now I am stopping. If you have any doubt, you can ask. We will now. Otherwise, you can leave the class. Your next class is about to start.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.